The question I get asked the most is, how do I get a record deal? Really about three ways to get a record deal. One was record a demo, the other way to be touring, and the third way, radio airplay. Hello and welcome. I'm Alan Jacoby. I'm an entertainment attorney, and I've been doing this for over 40 years. The question I get asked the most is from creatives is, how do I get a record deal? And a little history. Once upon a time, there was really about three ways to get a record deal. One was record a demo, hire an attorney or a manager to shop that demo to labels, to A&R representatives of the various record labels. When I first started out, I would go to New York 4 or 5 times a year and LA 4 times a year. So I was always in front of A&R people with demos of bands, solo artists, all kinds of genres, some ultimately big names. And that was one way. If the A&R person liked the music, they would send someone, or they would come to see the band or the artist perform. And if that worked out, you got a record deal. The other way back then was to be touring, and word gets out when a band is great or an artist is great in performances and is selling out clubs and theaters. They would go to see the group or the artist perform, and if they loved them, they signed them. Simple as that. And the third way that we used to get record deals was radio airplay. A manager or a band member or an artist would go to a radio station in their town, play them the record, and if they liked it and played it and other stations started to pick up on it, you'd get a record deal. So those are all gone. None of those work anymore. So what happens is, obviously, you have to make that record. You have to record something that you feel is the best you can do. And then you need a video. Videos don't need to be expensive, because really all they want to do is see you perform. How do you move? How do you sound? They basically want to, say, okay, I like this artist. Let me see something. So I've seen really good videos for under $1,000. So you have to invest in yourself. That's the start. The second thing is, once you have the video and the audio, now you need to post it, get a distributor. Now, a distributor is super important. I have a label, and that label is distributed by Virgin. And I've been there for 19 years, and I'm very happy. It used to be called Ingrooves. Now it's called Virgin. Universal owns it, and they're excellent, really excellent. There's also a newer distribution company called 1RPM. They have 40 offices around the world and over 500 employees, and they're terrific. They really, the new kid on the block, they're, I think, 10 years old, but they're exploding, and it would be a really good way to go. So you get your distributor, and you're posted on the various platforms. Now, the hard part, you have to post as much content as you possibly can. That's what makes the algorithms spot you and put you in front of the line. So ideally, if you can post 15 minutes a day, either singing, rapping, sometimes just talking about yourself, and build the followings. There are also companies that help you get streaming and views, because that's what it comes down to. So once you find a distributor, and like I say, I recommend distributors that have what we call label services. If you go to a TuneCore or DistroKid, CD Baby. They don't give you any label services. You're just up there, set up, and that's it. So if you go to a 1RPM or Virgin or any of these distributors that do have label services, it helps you, and it puts you in a position where you can actually build off of what they give you and have big numbers. I had the president of a major label say to me that they could not sign an artist that didn't have Spotify numbers and YouTube views, because if it failed, it would look bad. So numbers are the most important thing. If you have really good numbers, you'll get a deal. As simple as that. If you're versatile, a lot of labels had problems with signing one-hit wonders because they couldn't perform, they didn't have any depth, and so that's one of the reasons there's been so many firings from labels lately, because they signed a bunch of artists that they couldn't really develop. So you need to show that you have depth. That's why you want to post often as you can, and the quality's there. So once somebody sees that, they take an interest. I have a client right now who his numbers are really good, has gotten interest from a major, and that major asked to hear more material. So they were able to put it up in a way that you had to have a code in order to listen to it, and they did that because the head of the major label wanted to hear more songs. Heard more songs, loved them, and I think at this point in time they're setting up a meeting, which is always pretty important because they want to know you're a normal human being, you know. So some artists are too far out there, or maybe have a drug problem. So they want to see you in the flesh, talk to you, and go, yeah, this person has star quality. Then you'll get a record deal. Probably should have mentioned earlier, and that is, it's the best thing you can do for your career is to find an entertainment attorney. We're people that know all the hierarchies at the labels. We can reach A&R people. Sometimes we can reach presidents, CEOs. So you want that because when you're getting some traction, someone needs to alert them, hey, my client so-and-so has 1 million streams on this song and it's growing rapidly. That tunes them in, and they go, okay, let me check this guy out or this girl out, and this band, whatever it is. They need to be alerted. And so you need to find somebody who has access to these kind of people and can alert them that you're actually moving along. If you're not, you don't need a lawyer. You don't need an attorney yet. But as soon as you know that you've got something and people like it and it's growing, then you need an entertainment attorney. Hard to find sometimes because mostly they're in New York, Nashville, and LA. I happen to be in Miami, and I don't mind traveling. But when it was demos, you had to be in New York and LA on a regular basis, and to be able to sit down with decision makers. So, like I said, if you are really devoted and you can post content on a regular basis and you're talented, that's the route to a record deal. I'd like for you guys to leave a review, or subscribe, or share the podcast with other creatives. And I'm motivated to continue to, give you insights on the industry. For the next episode, we're going to talk about finding and working with producers, the crucial element to going from just a solo artist to a recording artist. And that's exactly what we all want to see happen.